Now, Nolan Johannes, Karen Harch, Jack Ruland in Skycam 16, meteorologist Tom Clark with his backyard forecast, and Tim Carlson Sports. This is Newswatch 16 Update.
Good evening. The rocket's red glare and the bombs bursting in air turned night into day in New York Harbor. America has never seen a bigger display of fireworks, and the Statue of Liberty has never stood more proudly than on the occasion of her rededication. You and I watched it on TV, but Newswatch 16's Karen Harch joined the millions who ringed New York Harbor tonight. Here's her report via satellite from Liberty State Park in New Jersey.
It was billed as the biggest fireworks display ever in the United States, and the International Fireworks Spectacular was that and more. The Big Bang really lived up to its name. Three giant fireworks companies joined forces for this magnificent salute to the Statue of Liberty. 10 tons of fireworks. Some have never been seen before in the U.S. What makes it even more amazing is that the Big Bang is synchronized. Each burst of color timed perfectly to the musical score. Some fine-tuning to beat the band. But long before the fireworks even began, people started pouring into Liberty State Park here in New Jersey, all to celebrate their 4th with the lady. It's a giant outdoor birthday party, the theme Pride and Patriotism, a double celebration of our nation's birthday and Lady Liberty's 100th. They brought lawn chairs and blankets. Some had a more comfortable seat. And when you can picnic in the park with the Statue of Liberty in plain view, Independence Day is a day to remember. For some people who came from our area, it's
fantastic, once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Wouldn't have missed it.
It's just fantastic. It's once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
Is it everything you thought it would be?
Everything. It's just unbelievable. I can't get over it.
For one young soldier from Schuylkill County, it's not only a pleasure, but an honor to be here. Private E2 Greg DeWald of Wilkes-Barre is a member of the Old Guard, the Commander-in-Chief's Guard. I'm told it's the ultimate assignment in the U.S. Army, a lot of prestige, full of tradition. We watched Greg and the others practice for tonight's opening ceremonies of the Americana Music Concert. You see, since they're the honor guard for the president, they're involved in big national events.
All you can say is it's thrilling, you know. The whole week here has been great. The people have been very nice to us everywhere in the city. Got to do a lot of stuff that I wouldn't have been able to do if I wouldn't be in the service.
And when the time came to kick off tonight's festivities, Private DeWald and the rest of the Old Guard were right in step for the nation to see. Karen Harch, Newswatch 16 via satellite from Liberty State Park in New Jersey.
New York, of course, isn't the only place celebrating liberty tonight. It's happening right here and all over northeastern and central Pennsylvania. Newswatch 16's Mark Anik is live in Kirby Park in Wilkes-Barre, where one big birthday party is going on. Right, Mark?
Nolan, that's exactly right. In fact, as you can hear in the background, we have some people singing some very patriotic songs. What you see over my shoulder is the Market Street Bridge. Traffic has opened up just a little while ago. You wouldn't believe it. This bridge was a sea of people. The thousands of people that had crowded into Kirby Park were leaving for the evening. But before they left, they were treated to an evening filled with fireworks, Philharmonic, food, and fun. The fun started early, with huge crowds gathering to listen to the Northeastern Pennsylvania Philharmonic. Of course, it wouldn't be a real 4th of July without food, ice cream, or maybe a pierogi. By the time they were finished munching, this crowd wasn't hungry, tired, or poor, but they were huddling around their own 8-foot statue of the lady, all of them here to celebrate America, the flag, and the 4th. Some even left the New York City area to celebrate here.
I wanted to get away from the crowd and the noise and the confusion that the big celebration brings.
I had a good time here before in the past, and I like your bazaars and your potato pancakes.
Of course, it all ended with a big fireworks display. We thought we'd show you some of it. Fireworks, maybe not as much as New York City, but they brought out the kid in everyone who was here. It was a really good time. Of course, this 4th of July celebration all got started earlier this evening at about 6 o'clock right here on this very bridge when the Great American Race arrived here in Wilkes Barre. Started last week in Anaheim, California, all those antique autos going across the country. Newswatch 16's Mark Davis has been following the race. He started out this morning in Washington.
It was the perfect beginning for a 4th of July celebration, the Great American Race on display in Washington, D.C., right near the White House. Car number 80, the Spirit of Wilkes-Barre, was the last one in this morning because it was the first one out in the final leg to Wilkes-Barre. Then it was through the gate and down Constitution Avenue, leading the way for the Washington Independence Day Parade. As the people with the Great American Race like to call it, this is history on parade. And today it was on parade in our nation's capital. After the parade, it was back to business, the business of the race, and back on the road. But this time, for Derlin Edwards and his son Jimmy, this was the day they'd been waiting for many months, the drive to their home area, leading the way to Wilkes-Barre. But before Wilkes-Barre, it was at the state capitol, lunch in Harrisburg. The race was part of that city's annual 4th of July celebration. But the real celebration hadn't even started yet. Skycam 16 was in the air showing you the race as it headed for Wilkes-Barre. The anticipation continued growing until the race wound its way through Wilkes-Barre, over the Market Street Bridge, and on to the Great American Festival. Car number 80, the Spirit of Wilkes-Barre, was finally back home. Is it what you expected? How you doing?
Good, good. We're really enjoying ourselves. I can't get over all the people.
Feel like a celebrity?
Well, sort of, yeah.
Even though tonight's celebration here in Wilkes-Barre is one of the biggest the race has seen coming across the country, the racers really won't have that much time to enjoy it, because tomorrow morning it's a 5:15 a.m. start off Public Square for the big $100,000 leg between here and New York City. We'll be with the racers every step of the way and have the story tomorrow night on Newswatch 16 at 6 o'clock. I'm Mark Davis, Newswatch 16 on the Market Street Bridge.
Now, as Mark Davis just pointed out, this celebration is not over. The Great American Festival goes on all weekend long. Events tomorrow, events Sunday here in Wilkes-Barre. The Great American Race leaves town tomorrow morning at 5:15. We'll keep you in touch with that to let you know how it ends when they cross the finish line in New York City. I'm Mark Anik, Newswatch 16, live with the Instacam in Wilkes-Barre. Nolan?
Thank you, Mark, and Mark Davis. There are some big doings in Lackawanna County tonight. Clark Summit is 75 years old, and people gathered at Abington Heights Middle School this evening for all kinds of activities, including for the kids, races, hula hooping. Wow, this kid's good. And old-fashioned buggy rides, hay wagon rides, and, of course, plenty of food and later fireworks. Happy 75th to Clark Summit. Many of us take our freedoms for granted, but all you have to do, that is to talk to some people who know what oppression is, and then you remember what we do have here. Newswatch 16's Kathy Bellich has a case in point from the reunion of Solvax in Monroe County.
It was a day of embraces, tear-filled goodbyes, and promises to keep in touch. 3,000 people from all over the world spent this week at Mount Airy Lodge in Mount Pocono. They shared a special bond, their roots in Slovakia. They saw treasured old friends and made new ones. Though many are not American citizens, they celebrate freedom with us today.
People are too nice to kind of, they show their sympathy to the others. They don't have problems to gather with different people, and so you get the feeling.
It's no accident they were here for the 4th of July. The Slovak World Congress is working to bring freedom to those people still living in communist-controlled Slovakia.
The organizers tell me some of these people would like to become American citizens someday. For some, 1 week in this country was so important to them, they sacrificed a year's salary to come here.
Marie Rogers emigrated Slovakia to settle in Baltimore. She's proud to call America her home.
No one will ever know how grateful I am that I had the opportunity for one thing to come to this country, the great living that I have in it, mostly the freedom, because I had returned to my native land, which is Slovakia, several times, and I always feel the dreadful oppression that they live in. They themselves do not realize that because they live in it all the time. But coming from the free world, when I leave, I feel like something had lifted off my shoulders.
Kathy Bellich, Newswatch 16, Mount Pocono.
And when the Newswatch 16 update continues, we'll update Congressman Dan Flood's condition and have the latest on a polar bar recall. Plus, later on, we'll have a treat from the Wizard of Oz in New York City.
This is a full-size Chevy. That's a full-sized Ford. That Ford's got a 6. This Chevy is equipped with a V8. But did you know that Ford 6 is priced $147 more than this Chevy with a V8? So ask yourself, would you rather have the Ford or the Chevy? Simple. Unless you don't care about money.
I'm in a New York state of mind.
This summer, a very special lady is having a very special birthday. And New York State hopes you'll come celebrate, stay for a while, and put yourself in a New York state of mind.
Nuggets, they're new and here this year. So bring your good friends and your family too. Wendy's got crispy chicken nuggets for you. Come on now. Crispy nuggets. Let's all celebrate and have a good time.
Come celebrate new crispy chicken nuggets at Wendy's.
Red Cross safety tips that can save your life. Tomorrow on Pennsylvania Outdoor Life.
Former U.S. Congressman Dan Flood is reported to be in fair condition tonight at a Wilkes-Barre hospital. The Wilkes-Barre resident experienced chest pains earlier today. Flood was instrumental in securing aid for Wilkes-Barre after the devastating flood of 1972 during Tropical Storm Agnes. Dan Flood is being treated tonight at Wilkes-Barre's Mercy Hospital. There's an ice cream bar product recall tonight. Kraft Company officials have pulled polar bars off store shelves. They say they've discovered a potentially dangerous or deadly bacteria in some of the bars. Night Beat reporter Joe Ducey reports some people in our area seem to be more worried than others.
Patrick Wastello of Old Forge bought 2 packs of polar bars last week. Tonight he discovered some of the bars could be contaminated with a deadly bacteria, and he's already eaten 2 of the bars.
I wasn't worried. I'm not worried now either. I didn't get sick last week. Okay, so and my granddaughter had one last week. My wife had one last week, and I had one last week and had one tonight.
A neighbor says she too has bars with the affected code numbers.
So what are you feeling right now?
Scared. My child ate it.
Betty says her son has asthma, and she's worried he could be more drastically affected by the bacteria. The Kraft Company, which makes polar bars, says the bars affected have code numbers 516426 printed on the package. Officials say they found bars with these numbers that contain the bacteria Listeria, which could cause the disease listeriosis. It's most dangerous for pregnant women, their fetuses, frail elderly people, small children, and people with weakened immune systems. Healthy adults may only get flu-like symptoms. Kraft has pulled 65,000 bars from stores like this IGA in Scranton. Officials say the vanilla, checkerberry, crunchy, checker chalk, and peanut butter flavors are being pulled after the bacteria was found in bars made at a Richmond, Virginia plant. Right now, Kraft Company officials say that the polar bars haven't caused any illnesses. They're just being pulled off the store shelves as a precautionary measure. Now, if you already bought the polar bars with the affected lot numbers, check with your store to see if you can return them. Joe Ducey, Newswatch 16 in Scranton.
Believe it or not, the weekend is still to come, and so the weekend weather watch means our chief meteorologist, Tom Clark's been busy tonight.
We're all set, Nolan. If you like hot weather,
I do.